Kana Habnabi relatives, Membiwa, Tuhushka, Obi Miha. All right, family. We're back at it again. Doing the second part of one of the family histories that I was speaking to one of the subscribers about. I did the Harris line yesterday, and today we are going to be doing the Robinson family line. Also a core surname for Sioux and Indians. So let's get into it. It says Mary Robinson, born, say, 1730, was living in Fairfax County on June 22nd, 1749, when the court ordered the church wardens of Truro Parish to bind her mulatto child to Hugh West to serve until the age of 31 and bound her to her master for an additional year. And on May 22nd, 1754, the church wardens bound her 4-year-old mulatto son, William Robinson, to West. Her children were released from their indentures in Loudoun County about 25 years later by Hugh's son, George West. And it says her children were, we got Jane, born about 1747, William, born about 1750, a mulatto boy, valued at 9 pounds in the January 29, 1755 Fairfax County estate of Hugh West. He was listed among the taxable slaves in George West's Loudoun County list for 1772, a mulatto in 1773, a taxable in 1775, and from 1777 to 1780. He was 31 years old when he was discharged from his service to George West on August 4th, 1781. Then it says James, listed among the taxable slaves in George West Loudoun County list for 1772. All right. It says Jane Robinson, born about 1747, was a mulatto girl, valued at 10 pounds in the January 29, 1755 Fairfax County estate of Hugh West. She was a mulatto, taxable in George West Loudoun County list for 1773, taxable in 1775, and 1777. She was 31 years old by April 17, 1778, when she completed her apprenticeship to George West in Loudoun County. Her children listed with her in the second of her emancipation were John, born October 1769 at Cameron, Margaret, born about the middle of January 1771, James, born February 14th, died 1774, Mary, born August 1st, 1774, discharged from her apprenticeship by Heathy Dade on August 1st, 1792, Amos, born December 25th, 1777, William, born May 29, 1780, Henry, born June 1st, 1782, Lewis, born in June, no year stated. All right, let's keep it moving. Then it says others in Virginia were Betty, born, say, 1730, called a Christian white servant belonging to William Andrews, when she was charged by the church wardens of Accomack Parish in Accomack County Court. On June 2nd, 1748, with having a bastard child by Jimmy, a mulatto man slave belonging to James Pettinger. The court ordered that her fine be paid by selling her for another 5 years when her servitude was completed. We got George, a free Negro, taxable at G Church in Netsamon County in 1815. Nancy, a free Negro, taxable on 2 cattle in Nansamon County in 1815. We got Abby, head of a Norfolk County household of 4 other free and 1 slave in 1810. We got Charles, head of a Norfolk County household of 5 other free in 1810. Susan, head of a Richmond City household of 5 other free in 1810. We got Peter, head of a Richmond City household of 2 other free and 1 slave in 1810. Perhaps the Peter Robertson, free mulatto who was living in Ward 2 of Richmond City in the household of Isaac Armistead, a ship carpenter in 1782. Then we got Barnett B., head of a Richmond City household of 1 other free and 2 slaves. All right. So that was the Robinsons of Virginia. Now we're going to get into the Robinsons of North Carolina. All right. It says members of the members of a Robertson family in North Carolina were George Robinson, born say 1710, taxable with his wife Tiba in Granville County, North Carolina in 1750, with their son George and Frank Robinson. Then we got Mary, born say 1735. Mary Robinson, born say 1735, was a free mulatto woman who petitioned the Onslow County, North Carolina court on January 5th, 1756, to order Richard Whitehurst Sr. to release her unnamed child to her. The court ordered the sheriff to find the child and deliver it to her. Her children may have been David, born say 1753. Zachariah, born say 1760. Manuel, head of a Richland district, South Carolina household of 6 other free in 1810. Then we got Thomas Robinson, born say 1760, received a voucher number 3095 on March 21st, 1783, in the district of Wilmington for £5 specie for his service in the militia. It says pay vouchers 1779, 1782. Robinson, Thomas. And let's click on this link here, see if we see anything on it. Let me sign in real quick. May not be anything on it. Okay, let's see what this says. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. It says number 3095, state of North Carolina. 7 March 1703, District of Wilmington. This is so his life that Thomas Robinson is allowed. Okay, not sure what that says, but that is his record, so we know that's there. All right, so let's head back to it. Let me jump out of this here. All right. It says he was head of a mulatto, New Hanover County household of 2 Poles, aged 21 to 60 years, 3 under 21 or over 60, and 5 females in 1786. And John Irwin's list for the North Carolina State Census, called Thomas Robertson in 1800, head of a New Hanover County household of 7 other free. Then we got Joseph Robertson, born say 1760, received voucher number 1371 on August 22nd, 1783, for £42 specie in Wilmington District for military service. It says he was head of a New Hanover County household of 5 other free in 1800, and 1 free colored man over 45 in 1820. All right, then we got, excuse me, Edward Robinson, head of a mulatto New Hanover County household of one pole aged 21 to 60 years, 121 over 60, and one female in 1786 in John Irwin's list for the North Carolina State Census. All right, next we got David Robertson. Born, say, 1753, was head of a Jones County household of three other free in 1790. He may have been the father of Benjamin, head of a Lenoir County household of four other free, one white woman and one white boy in 1800. Charles Robertson, born 1794 to 76, head of a Lenoir County household of three free colored in 1820. John Robertson, head of a Lenoir County household of one other free and a slave in 1810. Lewis Robertson, head of a Lenoir County household of two other free in 1810 and two whites in 1820. Let's keep it moving. Next, we got Zachariah Robinson, born, say, 1760, was called Zachariah Robertson when he purchased 100 acres in Anson County on Island Creek for $20 on January 26, 1802, but called Robinson when he was head of an Anson County household of 10 other free in 1810 and 15 free colored in 1820. He purchased another 91 acres adjoining his land on January 20th, 1824, and 50 acres on September 29th, 1829, but sold a total of 426 acres for debt in 1823 and 1824, and sold 100 acres on the road leading from Haley's Ferry to Wadesboro for $1,225 on November 9th, 1829. He may have been the father of. We got Sarah, born, say, 1783, married John Demery in Anson County in 1801, according to his recollection. Zachariah, born, say, 1785. Moses, head of a Cumberland County household of 8 free colored in 1820. Thomas, born 1776 to 94, head of an Anson County household of 6 free colored in 1820. Then Martin, head of an Anson County household of 4 free colored in 1820. All right, family. So the last person we have is Zachariah Robinson or Robertson. Born, say, 1785, was head of an Anson County household of 15 free colored in 1830. He was a free man of color who purchased land in Gibson County, Tennessee, just before the legislature required free people of color to leave the state. And we might need to look into that. That's interesting. He and several whites petitioned the legislature in 1832 and 1833 to allow his daughters, Nancy and Sally, and sons William and Albert, who had remained in North Carolina with their families, to join him in Tennessee. It says he was the father of Nancy, William, Sally, and Albert. All right, relatives. So that was the Robinson family. And as you can see, we had the Virginia Robinson family, and they also spelled it Robertson in a few other different ways. And then we also had the Robinson family of North Carolina. All right, so again, this was for one of the subscribers. I did the Harris line in a previous video, and then we wanted to do the Robinson line. Know a few good brothers with this surname, so I wanted to go ahead and do this video for them. All right, let me stop screen sharing. All right, relatives. So hope everyone, if if that is your family's surname, or those surnames tied into your ancestry, that gave you some help and some gems you can dig into. But again, I appreciate everybody taking the time to watch the videos, like always. And one love to you all. We're gonna keep at this. We ain't gonna stop no time soon. All right, relatives. Love you all. And I'll see you next time. Later.